continuous testing and automation. And I would not take a lot of time from you all. Continuous testing has been a topic since the beginning of DevOps. And a lot of discussion has already happened around it. But what Steve will bring forward today is, let's start from the grassroots journey. Let's simplify this conversation about continuous testing and how it can bring value to your organization. What is the return of investment you're looking at from a continuous testing perspective? So I would not waste any more time, and I'll give this forum to Steve Zhang, who is the DevOps coach and instructor with Capital Carbon Consulting. He is a certified accredited instructor of DevOps Institute, and he has a rich background of entrepreneurship from China. So we are really curious to know, Steve, about continuous testing. So floor is yours. I'll stop sharing my screen, and yeah, over to you.
Okay. So before I start, I want to launch a polling. So if anyone have a minute, please fill in the polling so that I can know what's your condition and what you want. Okay, I'll share my screen. Cool. I thought some of people have already filled in the screen. Okay, let me start today's topic, continuous testing. So that remind me interesting story. I work in the IT industry for more than 20 years. Before 15 years, when we develop the software, people show much respect to developers, but not much to the testers. I remember in my company, one time the development team have a new guy, and we know that he is relevant of our boss. So we talk about what we can give him some tasks to do. Eventually, we decided to make him a tester because the developer's job seems very important. And everyone can do testing, just facing a screen and click, click, click. So that is the tester's work. But now, and I can do the decision again. I never let him do the tester's work. I prefer him to do the development, okay? Because testers' work are so important. We will have 12 topics during the whole year 2021. Each month we have one topic. This month's topic is continuous testing automation. And the previous two topics, one of the enterprise issues in 2020, which I got some feelings and insights from my friend's company and the whole industry. And last month, we talked about the software development process and CI. And this month, the CT. April, we will talk about the CD, continuous deployment and continuous delivery. I work in the IT industry for more than 20 years, and I work as a DevOps and Agile coach for more than 7 years. I spent almost all my past experience working on the IT, coach the team, and I also have my own startup in China from 2009 to 2014. I bring the company from 5 employees to 1,600 employees. Okay, now I work with Capital Carbon Consulting as a DevOps instructor. If you want to learn DevOps, you want to know more about DevOps, no matter CD, EF, DevSecOps, or DevOps Leader, DevOps Foundation, you can refer to Capital Carbon Consultant website. Your expectations. I have got 30 of 40. Okay, I'm end the polling and share the results. Okay, now you can see some of the results here. The next page, I want to let you know why I don't trust the developers. You can see from here. That is how developers fixing their bugs. I saw them many, many times. The reason I don't trust developers because sometimes the junior developer, they feel waste time working on the unit testing code. They can't understanding the importance of the unit testing. Anytime they have some bugs, I don't trust them to fix. This is a traditional development process. You can see that in the traditional software development, we have 5 phases. First, we do the analysis. A business analyst will talk with the client to ask for the requirements, and then he will generate a PRD document, which is maybe 100 pages, and then go to the system design phase. So we will ask some technical architecture to design the whole system, and then senior developers and junior developers to develop, testers to test, and then we deploy. The typical waterfall process, business analysis to programmer, coding, and tester, and ops. And what is the problems of those? I prepare a video so you can see that.
Hey! Hey!
I use this video every time when I show my client ask me why I must do the digital transformation. I run waterfall very well, why I need the CI/CD pipeline, and why I need the continuous testing. The developer has already prepared a target why you shoot him on his leg. And the QA always told me, sorry, I don't know about the whole platform. I know nothing about the platform. I can't blame the testers because he is right. The problem is we do the development activities in the wrong sequence. After we learned that when we reorganize the whole sequence with the Agile and DevOps development process, we use this way. The first step is analysis. It is not the PRD. We use the user story instead of the PRD document. BA will write the user stories, do the business analysis. And then see, the next step is not coding. The next step is testing, exploratory testing. That means the BA working with all the testers, the platform functionally and non-functionally work well. So 3 roles in this small group to do the exploratory testing plan: BA, developer, and QA. The next step is test automating and programming. Following 2 steps, both of the QA and developer, they write code, automation testing code, and the features code. Show the respect to the testing code next time when you see a tester coding. Testing is even before the coding. By the development going, we will have multiple testing types. 15 years or even 20 years ago, people don't know much about testing. All the testing activities in managers' head is the manual testing. They hire juniors graduated from the college to do the testing work. They will click to do the manual test. But there are many testing tabs during the whole development process. Unit test and exploratory test are at the beginning of the software development. Unit test is for the developers. They will write test code before the features code, TDD, test-driven development. Developer wrote test code first and then run the test. Because there's nothing in the features code, so the first time to run will be fail. And the second step, the developers will coding on the features code. And by finishing the features code, when he run the unit testing again, the testing will turn to green. That means everything good. So that is TDD. And what is the benefit of TDD? Two major points. Point one, the developers think about how to define the done of his feature code. If he can't come up with an idea of how to measure, the thinking on how to coding on the features code are not correct. Everything should be measured. Another thing, major difference between the construction and the software project. Software will do a lot of reflection. Developers always refactoring their code. We use the regression testing. So unit test is a major part of the regression testing. The developer should make sure after he changes some code, everything still works. And then QA will prepare the non-functional test, system integration test, and data validation test, acceptance test, and the UAT test. UAT refers to user acceptance testing. UAT is the environment most likely to the production environment. That is the final gate when the code to the production. And during the whole process, we will continually do the regression test. If you pay attention to what I said just now, every step I said developers take the responsibility for the testing code. The tester take the same responsibility of testing. Two of them are the white box testing. White box means we know every steps of the test. And another kind, black box. So except for the unit test and the exploratory testing, all those are the black box test. Black box test will be finished by the testers and developers together. Two major groups and 8 types. Next slide. In this one, we will talk about the testing strategy shift. The left picture, we call that ice cream cone. Ice cream cone is the traditional test strategy. And the pyramid on the right is the Agile and DevOps way. First, I want to discuss about traditional way. In the traditional way, we do a little bit unit testing because the managers believe developers should put their time on the feature code. They shouldn't waste their time on the unit test. Usually, in the traditional way, all the test code will be wrote by developers and not by testers. So the developers develop some integration test. After each of the package ready, most of the time, junior testers do the manual testing. A lot of manual tests by a lot of junior testers. In the period strategy, developers will write a lot of automated unit tests and component tests. Component tests are very important to the microservices architecture. And then the integration test, API test, and automated GUI test, a little bit manual testing. Another big difference between the traditional testing are by the developers and testers. Not only the developers work. Okay, that is the shifting from the ice cream cone to the period model. And in this page, we'll talk about the reason why we need this shift. What's the downside of the ice cream model? Martin Furler is the founder of the Agile methodology. From him, we know that the key is to automate absolutely everything and run the process so often that integration errors are found quickly. The goal of every product is to put the product on the market to test, do the improvement. How fast you can finish product development is a key. When we development, manual tests are slow. Automated tests are quick. Unit tests are quick. UI tests are slow. Another one, the cost. Unit tests are cheap, simple, and easy, and that won't take much time from the developers. But the UI test is expensive, not because the tool is expensive or the platform is expensive. The time is expensive. UI test is black box, means you know nothing about what's in the box. So you need to test everything. When you develop an automation UI test, that will be a hard work. And people always want to change the UI of the platform. So each time the UI changes, the UI automation testing will change. That's all cost. And even the automation UI test can find the bug. It took the developers a long time to find where is the bug. Unit test is a white box. Unit test is cheap, and UI test is expensive. That's the reason we should do much unit test, but less UI test here. When we talk about system integration test, UAT test, and unit test, I add a keyword, automated, before the test, because automation is important. Only with automation, we can get the feedback quickly. About the automation, sometimes people have some wrong feeling about the automation. The managers want to cut the cost. They implement the automation testing because they want to lay off testers. So that is wrong. That is totally wrong. Automation don't means no testers. Automation means shift testers' job from the manual to development. So no one will be laid off. The second myth is automation testing can cover everything. No, we still need manual test. Talking about the ROI, some of the managers, they will think have ROI immediately after they implement automation. That's impossible. Although organizations implement automation, they will get some benefit from that. Get the profit immediately is not possible. The last one, automation script can find more bugs. No, that's based on the knowledge and the skills of the developers and testers. Any questions so far? The next page is the DevOps Test Manifesto. So in the Agile Manifesto, we have two parts, Part A or Part B. That means Part B is not wrong. Part A is better. We shouldn't abandon everything of Part B, but we are encouraged to do more about Part A. Talking about the Test Manifesto, preventing defect or detecting defect. If developers do a lot of unit testing, there will be not necessary to do the complicated UI testing. The second one, automated and exploratory testing over the script manual testing. Always automated, don't the manual. And always to think how to test, but not transform your manual steps to scripts. Third one, testing for risk or testing for coverage. Managers think the more coverage, the better. And he will ask 90% testing coverage. Test for risks or test for coverage means test for the dangerous part. We keep the test coverage a reasonable ratio. Informing or gatekeeping. Everyone in the team knows the test is not passed and where is wrong. I would like everyone to keep this 4 sentences in mind. Any questions?
So let me check if there are any questions.
Yeah. Maybe you have questions about the testing, such as what is the unit testing, how to do the unit testing, and how to do the acceptance testing. And also, what is the best practice to shift pyramid from ice cream? How to encourage the testing in my team? After this course, you will get the answers of those questions. Okay, our next event will be the continuous deployment and delivery. I will put the link in the Meetup channel. Okay, that's everything. If you have any of the questions, feel free to post your questions in the chat window.
Right, and just to clarify that the discount coupon which Steve is talking about is for training and certification done through the Capital Carbon Consulting organization. If you're looking for the discount coupon for the exams, we do have the discount coupon for the exams from the DevOps Institute, but that does not cover the training.
Yeah, I saw someone using Selenium to write an automated test. Selenium is an open source platform. You can use it as a testing platform. And also, if you use BDD, behavior-driven development, with Selenium, you can get productivity increased.
Excellent, Steve. I think we managed to answer a lot of questions. I believe that people will be curious about what are the next steps in the learning. Obviously, we will continue to have these sessions in this meetup, and this will give you a starting point of your learning journey. We also would like to highlight that the upcoming training sessions from Capital Carbon Consulting, we have a training coming up for DevSecOps Foundation, which is training and certification. You can check out the details, April 10th and 11th. And if you're interested, we will offer you a discount coupon for this training. Ensure that you enroll through the link provided in the meetup group, and ensure that you have registered into the Capital Carbon Consulting website for ensuring that we have your name as one of the trainees. We will also have the Continuous Testing Foundation in May. We have the schedule. So in case you're interested to do a training and certification course, we will be publishing this shortly on the meetup, and you will still have the discount coupon. Lastly, I would like to thank Steve. Again, it's always a pleasure talking to you, Steve. How you simplify the conversation and bring the right perspective into the discussion, that's really great. I would like to thank you on behalf of all the participants for your time today. And we are looking forward for the next session, which is around continuous delivery ecosystem. So stay tuned. We will meet soon next month.
Thank you very much. Bye.